back to the show. Easter is just around the corner, and we're going to be sharing, by the way, some food a little bit later on in the show today. Julie Finley is here. She's going to be sharing some great recipe ideas. But what are you going to pair all of those great Easter delicious recipes with? Well, our next guest has some great ideas with you. Rob Statham from The Drunken Grape back on the show. How are you, pal?
Hey, man. Great to be back.
Great to have you back.
Happy Easter. It's
Happy
here.
Easter
It's
to
the
you,
first
too.
day of spring.
That was the 19th.
Yesterday?
It was early this year. I said to a guest who was on the show, my friend Daniela, she was like, "Oh, happy first day of spring." I said, "Are you nuts? It's not until the 21st." And then I found out I had to do a public service announcement and apologize to her. But this is something you wanted to talk about, and that is buying quality, Rob, right? When it comes to celebrating a holiday or any special occasion.
Definitely. And it's really important because if you spend a little more or you just spend wisely, stick to local, stick to craft, you can find some amazing selections out there, especially brewing here in Ottawa. We've got Flora Hall Brewing. They're awesome. They're really, truly local and craft. Yeah. One spot downtown on Flora Street, right?
I know.
Restaurant
it's amazing.
and the brew
Great
house.
spot.
And then, of course, I picked a couple good wine picks here. You know, we have Sandbanks for the Foch Baco Noir, rich, jammy. We'll get into that, but that will pair perfectly with the turkey. Rosé from Henry of Pelham. This is a blush style, so it's light. You're going to get some citrus notes. You're also going to get things like strawberry along with like lemon lime. So it rounds it out a bit, makes it versatile for dinner.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. All right, so you've poured something for us here. You started with beer, so let's talk a little beer. What have you got here?
So this is from Flora Hall Brewing, David Logbottom's operation. His head brewer, Rod, created this. So this is a Brett de Bell. So this is a strong Belgian farmhouse ale where they use wild yeasts in the fermentation process.
Interesting, okay.
Yeah, so I mean, this is great, and this would go really well as an alternative to turkey. You know, this is a pretty rich beer. It's a heavy beer, high alcohol, like over 7 points.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Sip carefully, Derek. Oh my goodness.
Even has
really
I found a white grape note in it as well.
Yeah. And I thought it would be a lot stronger. It is really nice and light.
And round. It's soft. Like it's a soft, velvety finish.
That is beautiful. Very, very nice. Would you say that would pair well with?
That would go well with your turkey, actually, as an alternative to the red wine. And of course, on the other side of it, we have Citra. This is a double dry hopped IPA. Citra is the hop strain, so it's really citrusy. You know, you're going to get orange and tangerine and lemon lime. Often you get grapefruit in there, and these notes are really eccentric because by dry hopping, they add it in after fermentation, so it adds to flavor without adding hop bitterness.
I see.
So it's a trick to make it more citrusy. And that's another great option too. And of course, you got an oatmeal stout here. Oh, perfect.
So good.
For dessert.
Oh, yeah.
Think apple crumble, vanilla ice cream, drizzle this on it, or just have it in a little glass on the side.
Very nice. Love it. Let's go to wines. You mentioned, let's talk first of all, this Sandbanks. This is called Sleeping Giant. Tell me a little bit more. Let's dive more into that one.
That I had a few years ago. That's Foch and Baco Noir. Foch's, Marshall Foch is an indigenous grape grower from France. It's now really native to Ontario.
Really?
Thick, unctuous. You pair that with Baco Noir, you get these rich, jammy wines. It's off dry. So the nice thing about it is it'll add a little, that hint of sweetness is going to complement with things like the cranberry sauce when it comes to your turkey dinner, if you have turkey. Now, if you want to have ham, that can hold up a bit, but I'd go to the rosé. Rosé would be great for pescatarians with the trout and salmon dishes as well. And rosé time, man, it's kicking into spring. We are in spring. So it's like, you know, the Ides of March. It's just rolling along.
Nice. But rosés, let's be honest. You go back about 20 years ago, nobody was buying rosés.
Unless you're in Europe.
Yes. But when it comes to Canadian wines, in particular Ontario wines, wow, what a difference, eh? A couple of decades makes.
Yeah.
I mean,
at Henry of Pelham, they're masters at this. I mean, that's a blend that's likely got things like Cabernet Franc and Chardonnay in it, Pinot Grigio. But that's a 6th generation operation. You should check it out sometime. Like they've got a guest house, which is like a mansion on the vineyard itself, and all around you is literally 300 acres of vines.
Amazing.
It's nuts.
Well, yeah, and let's talk a little bit about that because we do have some time. Is visiting, we're about to get into that period of time, right, where it's great to start visiting some of these vineyards. The experience is amazing.
It's fun.
Right? It really is.
It's fun.
Right? And beautiful places to visit, right?
Yeah.
Prince Edward County, right?
Yeah.
Niagara on the Lake.
Yeah.
How often do you go throughout the year?
I generally get down a couple times a year.
Okay.
At least once or twice a year. Last visit was to Norm Hardy's back in August on a long weekend. So yeah, talk
there.
about Prince Edward County. Even a 3-hour drive, you notice how much more lush it gets.
Yeah.
The climate switches. It gets warmer.
Yeah.
Now you get into Niagara. I was there in September of 2019 at Henry of Pelham's winery, state winery. It was 85 degrees Fahrenheit. That's like 27 outside. It was like 12 in Ottawa.
Very
It's
nice.
crazy.
You do tastings, right?
Absolutely.
I want to talk a little bit about that. Putting together events. Obviously, you're still doing some virtually, but you're back in person as well.
Lots of live stuff.
Yeah. What is it? What do those events look like? What
Well, you get together with a group of usually 20 to 50 people. It could be up
Okay.
to 100. When we get bigger, obviously a team comes in of other sommeliers to help me with it. But a lot of what I love to do is not just the tasting, but the whole culinary experience and the pairing with food. And I know Julie Finley's coming up with an amazing sprint. Mom in the know, she's the best. But it's explaining the breakdown of how food drives the beverage, because food does lead the way as to what you're going to pair with it when it comes to your drink. It's not the other way around. You don't go, hey, well, I want a Chardonnay.
this, so
I'm going to have, what do I have with that?
Right.
It's like I made roast turkey or I made a chicken. What am I going to have with that? What's going to bring out the flavors? And
a lot of information resources now, right? So, back in the day, you'd have no idea. I mean, the LCBO, I'll give them credit as well, right? They have some great people that are very knowledgeable when you walk in, and you can literally tell them what you're having for dinner, right?
Yeah, even on these things, apps, you can put the LCBO app, Vino, even Chat GPT. I mean, AI's taken this to a whole different
Really?
direction.
Have you
too.
used it? Is it
yeah,
work?
you
Is
can
it work
punch in,
fairly
hey,
well?
what's a great pairing, and it gives you a whole list like a professional sommelier.
That is amazing.
It's crazy.
Rob, how do people get in touch with you if they're interested in tasting?
They can hit me up at info@thedrunkengrape.com. Just go to my website. They can also, which is thedrunkengrape.com. They can hit me up on LinkedIn directly. You can find me on at The Drunken Grape on my Facebook page, Instagram, for instance.
Excellent. All right, don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.